This is exclusive updates. And so if you saw that new trailer for Superman, I'm not impressed at all. I believe that they are going in the wrong direction for Superman because they're making him look pretty goofy, especially with that dog. That dog that he got running around with him, it looks like a made for kids Superman. It looks like they should have probably made this Superman film an animated film. So James Gunn is directing this new Superman movie. He's the one responsible for bringing us Guardians of the Galaxy when he was working with Marvel. And now DC wants to hire him to run the DC universe. So as far as his work with the Guardians of the Galaxy, you can kind of see his style, and it's kind of goofy and it's comedic, and it has sometimes some serious tones in the movie, but it's just not for me. You know, I didn't like really any of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. A lot of people did. I didn't really. I mean, when it comes to the characters, a raccoon is not, that's just kind of too kiddish for me. It's too comedic. It's like, I don't want to see a raccoon being the main character and stuff like that, even though at times it was enjoyable. I mean, like I said, I didn't hate none of the films really. I just didn't really like them. I wouldn't buy them. I wouldn't purchase any of those. I wouldn't really want to see any of them again. I'm kind of like at that with it where, I'll give it like a C or so, basically. So James Gunn is not my favorite director at all. And now that he's involved with Superman, I believe James Gunn might have also done a different movie. I can't say the name of it because YouTube, But anyways, Squad, I would call it. It's another DC film. I think he might have been involved in one of those. But anyways, when it comes to the Superman movie with that dog, I think the dog's name is Crypto. What is going on here? Like, who wants to see that? Who wants to see a dog running around with Superman? I mean, unless you're maybe 5 years old or maybe you're a dog lover or something, you might want to see that. I don't know. But at this point, it's 2025 and we should be making movies, not really, especially when it comes to superhero films. In the past, I know a lot of the industries thought we had to cater to kids to make these movies. They thought to cater to a kid when it comes to Batman and Superman and Spider-Man and all these characters, all these Marvel and DC characters. They thought right away, kids, kids, kids. We're going to sell a lot of toys. And so, but the best films, I thought, when it comes to these superhero films are the ones that have a more serious tone. And I think the kids even like that. Like, these are children now that don't necessarily want to watch all that goofy stuff all the time. A lot of these kids like, a more serious tone as well and can appreciate that. Like the Batman vs. Superman movie, I thought that was one of the best movies when it comes to DC and the first Joker. So yeah, how Superman was portrayed before, I think, was the way to go. I think it was Snyder was involved in making that character. He reimagined Superman for current times. I think James Gunn is going back to like the late 70s, early 80s Superman, where things were much different back then. And I think he's trying to recreate that. I think Snyder was on the right track with his Superman, though, with the costume and everything. I mean, the first standalone reboot of Superman that Snyder made was excellent to me. And then when he made Batman versus Superman, I thought that was definitely equal or maybe even better. I mean, because he got Batman and Superman in the movie. And then the Justice League, I thought that was very well made as well. A lot of people like the unedited version, the extended version that he put out that didn't make it into the theaters. So Snyder, to me, probably should have been the one involved in making the DC universe. Even Aquaman was surprisingly good. So I think they were going in the right direction before, but now with James Gunn taking control, is this what we're going to be seeing DC turn into, is like a comedy, a whole comedy special or something with Superman? Because to me, that might destroy the character. I mean, I don't know if anyone has the appetite to see Superman running around with a little small dog, a super dog at that. It's just unrealistic, and I'm not looking forward to that. I might not even go to the theaters for this. See, I usually go to a lot of the superhero films, and This one, I might wait till it comes out on streaming, because I'm really not that excited. I mean, I saw some scenes that look pretty cool with that dragon-like character spitting fire. I mean, scenes like that is really looking good to me. But then you see the next scene, you see him with a dog, and that's just like, wow, is this supposed to be funny? What is this for a 5-year-old? A cute, cuddly dog Superman is running around with? See, this is where woke goes wrong. I mean, DC has probably become a woke, just like Marvel did. See, Marvel had an excuse because they got bought out by Disney. But I don't know, DC, they were supposed to be, the real deal. I thought a lot of people spoke highly of DC, like they were the ones that are greedy and, they're the ones. And I always heard so much good stuff about DC. I was never a big DC fan. You see, I always felt like Marvel was the one, that was the group that had the right stuff. They were in tune and, I thought their characters were better. So I was really uh, a Marvel guy, but DC, I wasn't against them or nothing. It's just that, I was never a big fan of them, really. I know Batman and Superman are like the main characters. I mean, DC's been in the movies way before Marvel. Like DC was in theaters since, like I said, the late 70s with Superman, and then they even had Batman um television series way before that, and then they had the Batman movies. So DC been in the theaters for a long time, and I think that's where Marvel went wrong. They should have been in the theaters too. I think when they first got popular in the theaters, well, first of all, no one really knew Blade was a Marvel character. And then they came out with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. So they came out with that Spider-Man series. And then that was their introduction into the theaters really in the 90s. DC had like a 10-year head start on them or more, a little bit more. So, and then it wasn't really until later on they finally had an Incredible Hulk film, and then they had an Iron Man film. So, well, they had two Incredible Hulk films. So one of them wasn't part of the MCU, and then they came out with no, not Spider-Man. They came out with Iron Man, and that's when they really knew they were onto something. And then after Iron Man, they came out with another Hulk movie, and then they was on after that with Thor, and they just went crazy after that. Everybody loved it. They were making a lot of money. They had the Avengers, and MCU was really doing it. And then they got bought by Disney, and then things went kind of left at certain times, but they still haven't completely lost it. But there's, I think Disney forced them to do things and make decisions that they wouldn't have otherwise done. Like Venom became kind of a goofy character as well. He should have been more serious. But back to Superman, I mean, so with DC, we saw like them, they had a hit with Joker, that first standalone Joker movie. And then for some reason, they wanted to make a musical after that. How could they allow that to happen? How did somebody in the DC building allow that movie to get made and put out as a musical? I didn't watch it yet, but that's what I'm hearing, is that it's basically a musical. And I'm not interested in watching a musical, so that's why I haven't even streamed it, because I'm really not trying to spend any money, even $3 to watch it if it's a musical. It's just not my thing. So with the Superman, so they bombed at that. Then they had some, that Squad movie. I don't know, DC people didn't really like The Flash. I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. It wasn't really all that, but now DC is coming out with the Superman movie, and look at his outfit. The outfit is garbage. Like, it's definitely straight out of the Christopher Reeves era. That outfit is probably maybe even worse. I mean, to see Superman in a goofy outfit and running around with a goofy dog, and then I saw some of those characters look real weird and dumb. Like, who's trying to watch this? Like, I don't know. I'm not super excited for it. I mean, like I said, I'm a big fan of superhero movies, so I'll probably check it out. I don't know if I'm going to go to the theater, though. Maybe if they come out with some new trailers that look much better, I might give it a watch, but it's going to feel kind of weird going to the theater to see a movie with Superman running around with a dog. Like, that right there is throwing me off. that dog that he's running around with, that super dog that Superman has. I mean, that is the goofiest thing I ever saw in a Superman movie. And it's a big difference from the Batman versus Superman era that Snyder was giving us. You know, he's giving us the real Superman that I think we deserved in this day and time. Like in this era of, you know, the 2020s, we are more realistic now, and movies are supposed to be much better than they were back then, you would think, you know, by now. So I noticed a big improvement in movies and film and cinema anyways over the last 20 years. So at this point, for James Gunn to be taking Superman back and make him like something for the kids, I think the kids are gonna love what the either the late teens or young adults like anyways, because I think they should probably gear at least to that demographic, to like, you know, the late teens or young adult, you know, for Superman, if they want to gear towards a certain specific demographic. Because to me, what it looks like James Gunn did is he's gearing towards, he wants it to be a Superman for like 5-year-olds or something. Like I said, it looks like it should have been probably considered to be an animated film from what I've seen so far. Now, it might be good. We'll see. You know, we'll have to wait and see when it comes out. I'm judging all this based off of the trailers, but so far, you know, that dog just ruined it for me. That super dog ruined it for me so far, and it's making me just feel like I don't really want to see this film until it's. I mean, I'll probably want to check it out on streaming for sure. This ain't something that I'm gonna skip. Like I skipped the Joker 2, the sequel to Joker. I straight up skipped. I don't want to see that streaming or anything. I mean, it would have to be completely free for me to want to see the Joker Part 2. You know, the standalone Joker film. Whoever did the Batman, you know, Batman Begins and all that, they did a good job too. That was like the grittier Batman, and then the Ben Affleck Batman was real good. Like I said, with Superman versus Batman, that was good. They were in the right direction, I think, DC, when they were doing all that with the grittier, you know, dark theme, and it was just more mature. And even that Joker that Heath Ledger did and all that, like that was perfect. I think that's what people deserve. Why would we want to make, you know, why would you want to ruin that and change that to something for children to watch? Because right now I just don't even know if that's the right move. I don't think, because the children are going to watch it anyways. It doesn't have to be like super, you know, it doesn't have to be like over the top dark and, you know, brutal. But I think we're ready for, you know, more of a mature take on some of these superheroes. And like I said, Marvel did right with that Winter Soldier movie. I think that was the theme that they should have I think a lot of people appreciated that. The new Daredevil theme is not made for kids. Like that's fine if you make a character that's a superhero that's not necessarily made for kids. Because I don't think any children want to see that new Daredevil Born Again series. I don't think any children would really care about watching that too much, because it's definitely geared towards young adults even. You know, it's really a mature superhero film, and I think that's kind of the direction superhero film should go anyways at this point. Because I mean, if you're gonna have a superhero character for children, I think you got those characters already. Like Spider-Man's kind of one of those characters that kids can, you know, you can take your 5-year-olds to see and stuff, and you know, but you can also like it yourself. I think that's kind of the direction they should go. But that dog, just no, that's not it. That's not it. I'm just not excited to see the super dog. That's just really what's throwing me off with that new Superman movie coming out. Plus, his outfit is very lame, and it doesn't look like it's gonna be a very good Superman movie. But like I said, I could be wrong. But if it's not good, I think they should fire James Gunn and get someone else to run the DCU. Maybe get Snyder. They should have really kept Snyder and, you know, made him the guy for the DC universe. They should have made Snyder that guy. But instead they're trying to go a different direction, and so far from what I've seen, I'm not here for it, you know. But like I said, I'm gonna reserve judgment until the movie comes out. I'm sure it's gonna be a decent watch, I would think, but I mean, I guess if you can tolerate watching a movie with a Superman in a weird costume that looks like it's outdated, and then how he, and then they have him going to that newspaper job again, where he just throws on glasses for his disguise, and that's Superman's disguise is throwing on glasses, spectacles, and wearing a suit and being kind of clumsy at times. And I guess that's his costume. People are like, oh, they think he's someone else. They can't tell that that's Superman, I guess, just by doing that. So it's kind of a weird way to disguise himself. And then with that newspaper job he has, I think it's the Daily Planet or whatever they call it. I mean, they're bringing that back into the movies. Like I said, it looks like it's straight up out of. It's like the Christopher Reeves Superman to me. This looks like it's a straight remake of the Christopher Reeves Superman from back then, from the 80s, from the early 80s. It looks like James Gunn is trying to recreate that for some reason instead of reimagining Superman like Snyder did. Snyder did perfect. I don't think the direction James Gunn is going is actually a good direction. I don't think it's a good direction for Superman. But anyways, we'll see how it turns out. I'm expecting it to be average. I mean, before I see it, even I would suspect the movie's gonna be like a C plus, maybe. It might be a C or C plus. I don't know if it could even be a B minus, but we'll see. I wouldn't hold my breath on that one. From what I've seen so far. I mean, I do like animated films, but I just think that this Superman probably should have been an animated film. That's just what it looks like. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the new Superman movie coming out. And if you want to check more of my reviews, I'll leave a link in the comment section, description box. If you want to see, I got more movie reviews I've been starting to do on this channel. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me get about 100 likes on this video, if you don't mind. That'd be perfect. Also, I'll leave some more links for you, like I said, and if you would like to donate to this channel, all those links are in the comment section as well. So thanks for tuning in. This has been Exclusive Updates, signing off.